Item number SCP-1976. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1976 is to be contained within a standard humanoid containment chamber, located within Site-77 Safe SCP Wing. Personnel entering SCP-1976 containment chamber are to wear tinted goggles to prevent accidental viewing of SCP-1976. All images and videos depicting SCP-1976 have been destroyed, and the creation of new images is to be considered a minor containment breach. Description: SCP-1976 is a humanoid organism, approximately 2 meters tall and weighing 120 kilograms. When viewed remotely, SCP-1976 resembles a subject believed to be responsible for its creation, an adult male named, in a persistent vegetable state. A tattoo of the English text is present on its back. See addendum. If a pubescent human subject is able to view SCP-1976, whether by seeing it physically or on a reproduced image such as a photograph or video, they will come under the immediate and permanent belief that SCP-1976 is the person they recognize as their father, who has recently been injured due to a serious accident. Subjects will attempt to draw attention to their father's condition, which will invariably lead to additional subjects being affected by SCP-1976. If an SCP-1976 affected person is presented with their real father, they will not recognize them and react as though they were a stranger. Subjects who have never known a father figure, have a deceased father, or have lived without their father since early childhood will not be affected. If more than one subject is affected by SCP-1976 at once, they will each believe that SCP-1976 is their father. They will attempt to conduct logical arguments with other SCP-1976 affected subjects, attempting to use their interpretation of SCP-1976 appearance to convince them. When these attempts invariably fail, subjects will attempt to take SCP-1976 by force, sometimes attempting to contact higher levels of authority in order to accomplish this. SCP-1976 was discovered on 9/17/1976 after a case of massive confusion caused by SCP-1976 at a local hospital reached Foundation assets. Investigation to SCP-1976 origins revealed that it had been taken to the hospital from a residential area. The address is Huntington, WV. Several documents were recovered from the address, with neighbors and families issued amnestics. Addendum: text is believed to have been created by Alan, a former school teacher who had died of a brain tumor 2 months prior to SCP-1976 recovery. Investigation and connections between this individual and a possible group of interest have not yielded substantial evidence. It is possible that Mr. is connected to the Syncope Symphony.
I just want to be there for my kids. They're too young for this. Jess is 13. Liz just turned 12. I want them to have a father when they grow up, and for Margaret to have a husband. When we learned about the tumor, I wanted to spend as much time with them as possible, and I did. These past months, we've grown closer than ever, but my head keeps getting worse. Our last days together are coming. They deserve better than this, better than old memories and photographs. Started making it with the thing I'd say from my younger days. It wasn't as much as there was back then, but it needed to be done. I got the body from a crematorium. I used to work there, so it wasn't much of a hassle to get it. Need a minute. My head started to hurt as I write this. There's a ringing in my ears, loud and clear, not ringing. I can hear how the children used to sing. It didn't take that long to do. That's probably the problem, not spending enough time on it, not making sure it was what it was supposed to be instead of what it actually was. I could have done it over. It could have been destroyed. When I brought it home, I told them I was an emergency worker bringing Alan from an accident. It was bullshit, but the effect should have filled in the gaps. When I showed Liz and Jess the thing, they just asked where their dad was, and Margaret thought it was her dad. They asked me where their dad was, and I couldn't tell them, and they cried, and I cried. I had to leave. I never went back. I didn't want to make them ever have any father. I was just doing this. I was just doing this for my kids.